How do you rate your energy thus far on this call?
Think it's I could have came in with a bit of higher energy for sure.
Higher in what way?
I'm just by looking at it like more eye contact, more friendly a bit more. Yeah, for sure.
Yep. Any particular reason that you weren't in that mode on this call?
I think it's maybe just the call before kind of threw me off. Yeah.
Ah, what happened on the call before?
Just a harder prospect that was a little bit skeptical. Yeah.
Did he close?
No.
Okay. Did you read your pre-call checklist between the calls?
I always do, yeah, but
Okay.
yeah, my energy could definitely be higher on this call for sure.
Okay. So what I would do is I would specifically put something on your pre-call checklist that attacks this because let's just say that that first call, the one that was a tough prospect that didn't close, was genuinely a prospect that wasn't going to close. But let's imagine that this second call that I'm assuming doesn't close would have actually been a prospect that could have closed. What that means is that you're taking one call that there's probably nothing you could have done. He wasn't going to close. And you're turning it into a call that could have closed. And you're then losing that call. Now, if you imagine that on a grander scale, let's say you take, 5 calls in a day and the previous call that you had was your first call, you can actually end up losing 2 deals or 3 deals or even the whole day of deals just because you're bringing that energy. That's why you've got the pre-call checklist. Now, the beauty of the pre-call checklist is it's not a cookie cutter tool. It's whatever you need at the time you need it. So I would be writing down, don't lose this deal because of the previous call. Like something very, very clear to you, however you want to phrase it, have a think about it over the next 24 hours. But every time we have a problem that is costing us deals in sales, we need to get to the root cause of it. And then we need to find a remedy for it so it doesn't keep repeating. Make sense?
Makes sense. Thank you.
Awesome. You're welcome.
To success working with as well as the academy. Now we're going to go pretty deep into your current financial situation and what it is you're looking to accomplish, right? For a lot of our students, retirement, so we can speed that up for you. If you can actually help your situation, we can discuss next steps. If not,
Let's go a little bit deeper into the human psychology of things. Let's look at how you're dressed. Let's look at how he's dressed. Let's look at your vibe. Let's look at his vibe. Let's look at your position of authority. You're in your amazing apartment that you've got from progressing through sales. He's in his car. He's got his lumberjack jacket on. How do you think he might be feeling hopping onto this call with you?
maybe a little bit nervous because
Why do you think he might be nervous?
he's never really spoken to anyone about his finances and really gone
Okay.
down that era.
Yeah, he's maybe never spoken to someone about his finances. Why else could he be nervous given the specific situation?
Maybe because I'm the way I'm dressed and then the backdrop, just the environment, he's not used to that.
What if he was dressed like this and he was in a penthouse?
It would feel a little bit more normal.
What did you say?
It would feel more normal for him if he was doing
Yeah,
that
he
every day.
might he might not feel intimidated by that. If he was in the same position, he might not feel intimidated by that. So the key thing to understand is the difference between you and him and how that perspective might make him feel uncomfortable. Now, I'm definitely not saying, go back down to the ground floor and get a new apartment or don't dress nice. What I'm saying is we have to be cognizant or aware that sometimes people can feel uncomfortable and therefore we need to use our energy, or we could simply call it in the beginning of the call, our openness, our warmness, our friendliness to make them feel like we're not superior to them or we're not trying to make them feel inferior. And so just be aware of the dynamic here. This is someone doesn't know what they're doing with finances. They hop on a call with you and they're like, shit, this guy's got his shit together. Now, there's a fine line because on one hand, they want to hop on a call with you and think you've got your shit together, you're an expert. But on the other hand, they don't want themselves to feel like an idiot or feel inferior because of your expertise. And so this is just a very fine tightrope that you need to tread of demonstrating to the prospects through your energy that you're an expert, but also making them feel comfortable, making them feel welcomed. Hey, totally fine that you don't understand this. Let me help you out. As
Mm,
opposed to the energy right now is a little bit like, hey man, I'm kind of looking a bit down on you. You're in your car, you're dressed like this. Your energy is quite flat as well. So just be careful of that, all right? Otherwise,
okay.
you'll lose deals before you've even got into your opening question,
Point you in the right direction. Sound good?
Yeah.
Cool. And I did
right? Like he can't even look you in the eyes. Maybe he's playing on his phone, or maybe he's just feeling insecure.
Look at the app. I know we were speaking a little bit over text there, but I don't want to assume anything. So in your opinion, what would you say is the biggest reason you want to gain control of your finances right now?
Probably to retire early. I'd say probably the biggest reason. I don't know. Me and my wife, we like to travel. Sometimes that's a little difficult working full time or overtime. I don't want to be the one to say my grandparents do it, which I run cows too. So that's something I'll probably fiddle with for the rest of my life. But as far as working, your standard 9 to 5, I don't want to be doing that until I'm freaking 60, 65 years old and enjoying my last 10 to 15, whatever I got. But I would much rather have a lot more time up front at a younger age to be able to enjoy life.
Okay. So it seems like a big driver for you is to grow your wealth, to buy back more time, be in a position to retire, experience life, travel, not be tied to a 9 to 5 till you're 60, 65.
Okay. Not a bad summary. Phrase your summaries as the negative rather than the positive. So it's not as powerful if you say, so what you want to have is blank, blank, blank. It's much more powerful if you say, so right now you don't have blank, blank, blank. So I would phrase it more like, okay, so right now with what you're doing, you don't have the ability to get back those extra years that you'd like to have. And so right now you essentially know that you've lost that extra time unless you made a change. Is that correct? Yes. I'm phrasing everything as you're already losing something. You're already in the negative. Does that make sense, Chris?
Makes a lot of sense. Thank you.
Okay.
What exactly do you do for work?
We'll do the whole call, but the biggest thing that's off is your energy. You're very flat, and you've told me why, so I understand. But I'm just repeating it to show you and to show the people that watch this how important our energy is. It's why the entire first 8 weeks of the mastermind is internal. It's why the first thing I taught Alex Hormozi's gym launch sales team was the internal. Nothing I teach you about sales matters if the energy that we bring to the call is not on point.
Kind of weird about talking about it. Work for Department of Justice.
Okay.
So what would be the very next question, Chris? I don't know if you're on the call.
What exactly about what exactly about the Department of Justice don't you like?
Well, did he say doesn't like? Is that what he said?
Well, he mentioned earlier he doesn't want to work his 9 to 5 till he's 65.
Okay, let me go back. I might be misreading something here. I thought he said it's weird talking about it, or maybe I misheard.
Kind of weird about talking about it. Work.
They're kind of weird. Okay, never mind. I thought he said it like he feels kind of weird talking about it, which means my next question would have been, why do you feel weird talking about it? Okay, my error.
Department of Justice.
Okay. What about your work? Don't you like? Seems like a big
Dude, your energy is way off on this.
How many deals have you already lost this week that you could have closed but didn't because you were out of state? I'm not a fan of sales hacks, but if there was one thing you could do before your next sales call to raise your closing percentage, it's using my patented pre-call checklist. Imagine taking just 60 seconds to read 5 to 7 personalized bullet points on a piece of paper, and as unbelievable as it may sound, puts you into the optimal state to access your highest sales skills on every call. That's the pre-call checklist. I'm going to show you how to create your own. All you need is a piece of paper and to go through the training that I'm going to give you. Thousands of salespeople have used this framework to close more deals, and you can have your own for free. No strings attached in a matter of minutes. Click the link below this video, enter your email, and grab it right now.